Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video we are going to be taking a look at some really fun, spicy battles in the Master League Premier Cup featuring Chandelure. Now these battles were submitted by a member of the community, Stop Alcatraz, and he goes on a 14-1 run with Chandelure. He specifically built this team to hard counter double steel lines, or lines that have a Dragon Steel core with a Snorlax as the pivot. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches and let's take a look at Chandelure melting some steel types. Hopping into the first match of this 14-1 run, amazing lead into Dragonite, the opponent save switches into Snorlax, and right away it appears that he has found the team that he's looking for. This is a very common team. As you can see, the Dragonite lead, they're going to have the Snorlax as the save switch, and almost assuredly a steal in the back. And Machamp able to handle the Snorlax and does have some residual energy, so should be able to get to the Rock Slide versus the Dragonite and will be able to do a lot of damage. The Dragonite smartly lets it go. They are trusting in the steel type in the back. Brings in Togekiss. They have Metagross. And in comes Chandelure. The Candle able to get to a Flame Charge, and the opponent resigns right before it happens. Hopping in the next match. Oh no. Togekiss into Haxorus. Another Snorlax. And you already know there's a steel type in the back. For what it's worth, I am playing these matches in order. So I didn't cherry pick certain matches. These are just 3 consecutive sets, and right off the bat it appears that he may have found a hole in the meta that he is taking advantage of, able to take down the Snorlax. The Haxorus will come back in, but unlike Dragonite, since it doesn't have that flying subtyping, Machamp can just go straight cross chop and do a nice amount of damage. Instantly come back in with the Togekiss. Haxorus will throw the move. Togekiss can tank whatever it is, and then brings in Chandelure. They have Metagross, and again, this is just gonna be a good game. Oh no. So back to back, right away, absolutely hard countering opponents. Hopping in the next match, Togekiss into Gyarados. So this time, not a dragon on the lead, but they save switch Excadrill. Please tell me this is not double steal. I am begging you. Drill Run, Shadow Machamp can tank it. Mudshot does not apply a lot of fast move pressure. Machamp able to farm down the Excadrill, leave with a move, and it's double steal. Oh no. First cross chop comes through. Unfortunately they faint, but they have Chandelure, and Chandelure is going to do so well against Metagross. So right off the bat, 3 for 3 on teams. The first 2 had the Snorlax, and the third one being the double steal. We'll be able to get the shield with the Shadow Ball, then you can safely bring back in the Togekiss. And since this is not a Waterfall Gyarados, Gyarados just cannot output enough damage to take out the Togekiss. Can safely shield the Aqua Tail, has 2 shields, may as well use 1, but at this point this game is a foregone conclusion. Togekiss able to get to the move. They may let it go and try and farm with the Metagross, but even that will not save them. The Metagross is too low. Meteor Mash will take out the Togekiss, but Chandelure very much alive and back, farms down, and that is a good game. Oh no, Garchomp on the lead, and it's an Excadrill. Oh no. Please not double steal, I beg of you. These opponents, oh no. Farms down with Machamp, leaves with a lot of energy to chuck at the Garchomp. We'll just be going straight cross chop. This will do some nice chip damage, but we'll be able to get some nice damage off with the Togekiss onto the Garchomp. Even if they do have Fire Blast, Fire Blast just does not KO here. Can safely let this go, and I'm just expecting a steel type in the back at this point. Switches in Chandelure. There's Metagross, and there's the concede. This is 4 matches into the first set, and he's seen either double steal or Dragon Steel with a Snorlax pivot every game. This is absolutely nuts. Hopping into the final match of the first set, a Gyarados lead, and it's Dragon Breath, not Waterfall. So this is a pretty nice matchup for Togekiss in the 1 shield. Togekiss can let the Aqua Tail go, preserving a decent amount of health, and now is going to be going for the Ancient Power. Ancient Power plus a snipe from Machamp will take them out, and we'll have to see what they have in the back. They have a Metagross. Oh no, they are so weak in the back to Shadow Machamp. Shadow Machamp is absolutely going to be shielding up and just gonna start unloading these cross chops onto the Metagross. If Metagross is your best Shadow Machamp counter, then this is going to be a very rough game for the opponent, farming up to the back-to-back cross chops. So even if Metagross shields, it's going down. They let it go. They have X-Control in the back. So 5 for 5 on teams that were double weak to counter in the back. All right, hopping into the next match, finally a lost lead. Gonna safe switch into the Shadow Machamp and baits out the Gyarados. But Shadow Machamp can apply a lot of pressure with the Rock Slide. The Gyarados lets it go, and now the Machamp can actually get Switch if they want it. They're going to be shielding up, and the Machamp is going to make the play for Switch, and that is terrible for the opponent. They have Conkeldurr in the back, and things are looking incredible. Able to flip Switch with Machamp, going to be able to get a lot of damage off onto the Conkeldurr, and if the opponent saves 2 shields, which it looks like they are for the Magnezone, they are going to be very disappointed as in comes Chandelure. Look at those Incinerates. Oh my goodness. Wild Charge comes through. Chandelure holds on, but unfortunately does get taken out. Togekiss comes in, farms down, and the opponent resigns the match. Oh my goodness. Hopping into the next one. Swampert on the lead. They're going to save switch into Metagross, brings in the Chandelure. I like bringing in the Chandelure here, so that way you can make sure to keep it away from the Swampert, as that would be a terrible matchup. The Metagross goes for the Earthquake. They're not able to land that as the Chandelure does shield. Now Chandelure building up to 100 energy, going for the Flame Charge. When Swampert comes back in, they can threaten a boosted Shadow Ball, which would be doing a lot of damage. Going for the boosted Shadow Ball. Does the Swampert respect it? They do not. That does huge damage. Oh my goodness. Going to let the Chandelure go down, and the opponent has a Magnezone in the back. Out comes the Shadow Machamp, and the opponent resigns. All right, Togekiss into Togekiss. Definitely going to want to stay in this lead, as unfortunately Machamp is not going to want to see it. But if they play out this lead, then hopefully the Machamp will be free of counters in the back. Ancient Power does get the shield. Question is, they're deciding to let it go, maybe wanting to get some farm with Chandelure, or could counter down with Machamp. They bring in the Chandelure and they get a nice energy lead. Chandelure with an energy lead and shield advantage can be deadly. They have Gyarados, which is a water type, but even Gyarados will not like this Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball does big damage. Now in comes the Shadow Machamp. The opponent has Garchomp in the back, but Shadow Machamp has a very large energy lead on the Garchomp and shield advantage. Cross Chop comes through, so does Weak Connection, which is rough, but Shadow Machamp, willing to expend these 2 shields, correctly shields the Earth Power, and this Garchomp is in a world of trouble. Second Cross Chop comes through, does get the final shield. Shadow Machamp, that counter Cross Chop combination, so deadly. That Cross Chop will be taking them out. Back in comes the Gyarados, and a beautiful catch onto the Candle, sacrificing the Chandelure. Aquatail takes it out, and Shadow Machamp going to be able to reach the Cross Chop, and that will take out the Gyarados, and that is a good game. Very nicely played. All right, another Swampert lead. So again, switch advantage will be important, as you have to keep the Chandelure away from the Swampert. Swampert staying in, farming up a bunch of energy. Hydro Cannons will hit hard here, as that does just under half to the Togekiss. Togekiss going for the Ancient Power. This doesn't do a lot of damage, but can fish for the boost. The Swampert recognizing just the Ancient Power, they can survive it. They're not committing the shield, and they're going for the Hydro Cannon and able to get to a third. So willing to actually go down here, and then can get some nice farm on the Shadow Machamp. Shadow Machamp ahead on energy can be very deadly as the opponent brings in a Garchomp. So now that Togekiss is dead, facing Garchomp can be a little rough. Just the Sand Tomb, very nice counting there, but we'll be able to farm up a ton of energy, and this is going to start applying some heavy pressure onto the Garchomp. Goes for the first Cross Chop, they let it through, they have a Metagross in the back, in comes Chandelure, and the opponent resigns the match. Alright, Togekiss into Metagross. This battler is not lost yet, but this lead is looking rough. Save switch into the Shadow Machamp, and out comes Togekiss. Togekiss is rough, but this is exactly why you run Rock Slide, as they'll be able to apply some nice pressure. Unfortunately, cannot get to 2 moves. The opponent was very quick about the switch. Brings in the Chandelure. Chandelure able to farm down, trying to get the energy lead to Trust, but unfortunately they have Swampert in the back. So it looks like he has been hard countering a lot of people with a lot of people running a very common team composition of Dragon and then Double Steel or Dragon Snorlax Steel, but this time, unfortunately, he is the recipient of the hard counter. Not a whole lot he can do here, but Chandelure shielding up, trying to make a play, going for the Flame Charge, hoping for the shield. Then I just think he's gonna get outpaced here unless he can try and catch maybe. Oh, he's able to get to the Shadow Ball. Not outpaced. Oh my goodness, there is life. The Chandelure is very low. Can it get to a move versus the Metagross? And it just cannot. Oh my goodness. Chandelure almost clutching, hopping into the next match. Garchomp lead, they safe swap the Metagross, and it is time for Shadow Machamp to feast. Can very safely shield a Meteor Mash, and will start chucking these Cross Chops after they have over 2 stored, and will be applying a lot of pressure. Going for the second one just to try and guarantee the switch advantage, and they're able to guarantee. That's very nice. Garchomp will be able to farm down, but that farm is pretty useless against the Togekiss, so honestly, not a terrible situation to be in whatsoever. Cross Chop does some nice chunk damage, and now you come in right away with the Chandelure, switches into the Magnezone. The opponent, oh no, this poor opponent, they saved their shields, and it is not going to save them. Chandelure ramping up the Incinerates, going to shield. It's the Wild Charge. The Incinerates able to farm down, and the opponent resigns the match. Oh my goodness. Alright, rough lead. Togekiss into Excadrill, gonna save switch into the Shadow Machamp, and they are met with a Dragonite. But again, Shadow Machamp in this matchup can threaten the Rock Slide and get the shield. And if you can get shield advantage and bait out the Dragonite, then this is looking very good for a potential Chandelure sweep in the end game. They go for the Hurricane, that is gonna be doing big damage onto Togekiss, but thankfully able to farm down. They have Metagross in the back. It's ABA Double Steal. Oh no, Chandelure comes in, and Chandelure is going to absolutely decimate this back line. Shields the Earthquake, no baiting from the opponent. Excadrill comes in, fires off a move to get the last shield, but Chandelure is capped on energy, and that is a very scary thing. Going to go for the Undercharge, does get the shield. Can they farm down? They're not going to risk it. Excadrill charges very quickly, but over farming by 1, going for the Flame Charge. Back in comes the Metagross, and because they overfarmed, able to outpace the Metagross. Very nicely played. Flame Charge, after a bit of lag, will be taking out the Metagross, and that is a good game. Oh my goodness. All right, Togekiss into Togekiss. We've seen how he likes to play this out. He just likes to stay in. So going to stay in the Togekiss mirror, do as much damage as possible, going for the Ancient Power. Again, this is where the 15 attack in Master League comes in clutch, able to win a lot of those CMP ties. They land the Ancient Power, the opponent doesn't want to commit a shield, and neither does he. Going to let that go, farming down, and it's a simultaneous KO. This is a bit of a scary proposition, but it's probably pretty safe to bring in the Machamp, because their charmer is dead and they have Mamoswine in the back. Oh no. Mamoswine gets absolutely shredded, and before the opponent even sees Chandelure, they top left. Hopping into the next one, Togekiss into Haxorus. Oh no, tell me it's not double steal. It's double steal. Alright, good game. Oh no, they can just tank the drill run. He's got this down to a science. Oh, but this time the Excadrill actually able to reach a second move. Maybe slightly slow on the switch there. Excadrill able to reach a second, which does throw a bit of a wrench into the plans. Able to get to the back-to-back cross chop, which will do some nice chip damage. I doubt the Haxorus will shield, since it is switch locked into the Togekiss once the Togekiss comes back. Actually going to wait the switch clock this time. Brings in the Chandelure. They have Metagross, and this is a good game. Even down a shield, Chandelure absolutely bodies Metagross, getting the shield. Those Incinerates doing massive damage, and the Incinerate goes through as the opponent throws. They bait with the Meteor Mash, but that will not save them. Going for yet another Flame Charge. Just the damage is unreal, and that is a good game. Hopping into the final match, Togekiss into Gyarados. And the Gyarados, despite having Dragon Breath, staying in, which is a pretty good sign for the backline, as if you can get that Gyarados out of the way, dealing with that flyer early, then the backline, which doesn't necessarily like to deal with Gyarados, is in a really good spot. Ancient Power does land, gets them very low. The Togekiss can tank the Aqua Tail and win the zeros. Togekiss able to take them out. We'll have to see. Is there a steal in the back? They have a Blaziken. Oh my goodness, the spice. That is so cool to see. Blaziken spice is absolutely unreal. Getting the Do Not Disturb on, always important when battling. And now going for the Blast Burn, able to get that shielded up. And going to be going for a cross chop, and this will be getting that last shield from the Blaziken if they want to keep it alive. Blaziken able to get the farm down, brings in Chandelure. They have Metagross, and Metagross without shields versus Chandelure is a prime candidate to get one shot with the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball takes them out. In comes the Blaziken, and that is a good game. So all in all, some very fun sets with Chandelure, and a very interesting lesson in team building. Stop Alcatraz was able to identify a very common team composition, which is Dragon or Dragon Breath user, combined with a Steel in the back, and then either a second Steel as the save switch or a Snorlax as the save switch. Built a team to hard counter it, and went on an incredible run, even with a spice pick like Chandelure. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you, as always, to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.